This happened to my mom and I when I was a kid. It was around the late 80s. I must have been around 7 or 8 years old at the time. I lived in the Bronx, New York, and I was born and raised there. My mom told me this story when I was older, though. Back in the 1980s in New York, there was a serial killer on the loose roaming around looking for his victims. He carried a hammer, so they called him Hammerman. He would attack his victims with a hammer, killing them or severely hurting them. The cops were looking for him, so all of New York were warned about him. This is what my mom told me. We had just left my grandma's house, and it was late, around 7 or 8 at night, probably later. My mom and I would always take this shortcut through the small park. But that night we were walking and it was dark and scary. We were walking fast trying to make it home. Now this may sound cliche, but my mother heard some light laughing and some sounds as if there was someone near us. When my mom turned around, she saw a man hiding behind a tree, but she could actually see him even though it was dark. She told me to walk faster, and she looked back again and saw the man was behind us, walking at a high speed trying to catch up to us. But he was laughing for some reason. She said he was holding something in his hand and it looked like a hammer. So right away she knew it was Hammerman, and she started to run and shout and scream while holding my hand and dragging me. I was a big 7 or 8-year-old, so my mother couldn't carry me. So she actually drugged me, literally. She was dragging me across the ground. I was pretty slow, so she had to do that. She saw a couple, and it was a man and a woman, and they were walking ahead of us. She yelled and caught their attention. She was shouting and that it was the Hammerman, and he's behind us. The couple turned and they looked behind us, but he had already ran away. My mom told me that if it wasn't for that couple that was walking there that night, that there's no telling what could have happened to us. We could have been his next victim. Now, I know this story sounds crazy and it's short, but this is a true story, and now I'm an adult, and I've never forgotten about that night. I can't remember if they ever caught him or not, but I know I'm lucky and thankful to be here to tell this story.